no ye hu bibia e koso kamia say ase ekoyi asankoyi ni ade ho asem na meka that the Lumba e koso owo nechi no abusia nsem a epie ba no ano ohyepa uhye screens ni so a video bi etwagu abusia sa video no uhu that the Lumba mi se menka no ne mrante biremu anase ne semi mrante biremu anase sen na wo abaya so no bi gina ne nchen ne pokua sis nanim ketenketen saa ne ekiremu anache se eye Odo Broni Priscilla ene yehu no ewo honom no now ever since that the Lumba free mu a ni wo hu nsem ebeje ntre han ewo Ghana hanom se ade ba kwa amanfo bebra ka ne se Lumba enye ni papa Lumba ye ni pabonini. That is some of the sayings yetete ewo eye Ghana any social media no so bi che se ebra Lumba ehia Odo Broni no na we young girl cry I be che se na owo senior high school ena eye Lumba ekohia na wode awo kotata na enne Odo Broni awo 6 7 wo hwe Odo Broni current state abeka se jema woni maami akohia se wafosu enyina the same na so echema this is the time Lumba ehia Odo Broni yenhwe video ni mbra na yempe pensempisi Abusia for that is that the Lumba ene Odo Broni ebra umishai some time ago ne hu video ni kwhwe na manfo chemu say if this video is really true say this is how Lumba met Odo Broni as young as she is and a year ye man no na no memeneda no he truly deserves it ono akasa no de ne nsa nwene sa tibiano ama ne ho ama netimi anya such a burial seven can figure ye otisese nkenye funu awe ne wose ye ma now on this same issue no na eye lawyer ni anidin ede Betty mode ababe kasa na uhwe eye screens ni so a or say interstate succession act in sa law no e wo ho pa now say every Ghanaian must find it important to write a will Betty mode Idrisu Esquire internet se wo trema hu benya se Ghana ni bia sebe ubetimi atwe wonsa manse wo ede ato ho enya sa de oni nsamanso de enya wu a waso be hye papa okrom hanum sei now ensem wo de abeto dwa no raise a whole lot of conversation amanfo bisa say enti asem a walking yenim say that the Lumba back and forth here ekobe ya na akotwetwe sansem nyina aba does it mean say Lumba woni well ana enu nti na sebe maami akohia se wane ni nua brempoma ene eye abusuapani to park ene eye Faustina Fosu eda de Lumba nua ba wo nyina ekọ back and forth ama ene eyi ayehu se wo mu eye sebe amanfo complaining se eye we de emfata Lumba bako se kura but ne nyina mu no se mu mpe eye ne de ayeden ya wie abusuapani to park wa launch to park movement nso awie nti eno hwea enye ye but coming back to the interstate succession law na ekase as an individual ne de I was say utimi enya well me train samanse niam wo no wo ho na chese wo de obetimi a ya to okra wo na wo update ni ade se de be ya dachi bi no wachi enkoye basabasa tese de yehu wo da de Lumba ede emu now meko nana eso now with this whole Lumba and will issue ni ade ne court nsema na yekoba ni eba to last minute kra ye swift movement bi so a ye de ye ne kra bradwe ne ntiase so amanfo bisa se aso ye hwe sensem we ekona could it be say Lumba anyway lana
okay in chake say nkoma ahwefo last week Saturday eye na me share ye no it was very sad in fact Friday numre no kra issue ne ba say ye de adna court at the injunction at 2 eye ni so some few hours after I think after 2 information ba say injunction if so
yeah
it was my hope sank ye no then Johnson will have been better na yetima tena sia prepare ni ye you realize that a year that Lumba ye no president in CEO,
Bene
vice president in CEO, ex-president in CEO, ex-vice president in CEO. Akufo-Addo anko. Ati ase. A teacher for be anko. Otunfo, I don't know if Otunfo is to okwe or no okwe, right? Yes, Otunfo okwe, no problem. But then amount for be bread, teacher for be bread, anko. No problem.
So brother Samuel.
Oh, come on. I mean, people, you are talking about people who matter. Even candidates who are president today, Kennedy Japan, Paumia, Kwame Champon.
So chain
does. Bianco. Because at the end of the day, no, we are wide in so beko. Wapam atadiato, why reservations, hotel reservations, now for the injunction at so. They change plans. Yes, you don't know if you're going to the funeral or something, and it was horrible. Now, one thing apart from that whole back and forth, no, how are you in the course? Friday in the morning, 10th near the idea of more year cry, say, a yen and your guy. Go show yen pa a year and a year na baba ye color, a year colors. Anyhow, I will yen. What you say? Sa a yen course na a year, the former Omanebo Suni ye el courso, I think say what Jackson Park, Ewokufuidia. Even though in so essay, in so toy essay, you know, beginning no more year setup. O she setup now, she Lumba setup now. Nipa na sebi, ne muno client ma having in hands no. O she the setup and niema ye na. Compared to that Lumba no, our debi. And the fact say the organization, because I watched a video. In fact, a ye na ye no, ya yen to say sebio wakekeeping. In fact, at the point in time, we show video now. We must no be torn. We must no be so torn jeans or jeans yenim fini. Ebi mu torn pure water. Into guess be bar. There is no a friend is saying. There's
orderliness.
No order. Yes.
I said they pote be near.
Exactly, and because of that, Amana is so disorganized. It's way back. Honestly. They were more year 1 week. It was organized this way. So clearly, the disorganization was there, and I'll blame the first wife. I'll blame the second wife.
To pack.
Because at the end of the day, time Akosia Sewa and Odo Broni almost started sad. You could have stopped it. Because Akosia Sewa fire a letter about social media. Says she is the recognized person near the other. Once or the other bar social media will be opinion, oh yeah, why drinks on the cool social media, then the thing will escalate. Because at the other letter never, you know, who will be opinion, because all the letter but say you will solve the issues privately. Also, the bar say will divorce Lumba, then maybe crown or the drink a buy, and I could also fire back until a back and forth. And ultimately a court, and then they allowed external factors into the family. Me pass a Lumba issue is on it. I could say, but external factors be say Papa she. If I saw Ben and Sebi, I was at the end so. I'm Papa Shia on one castle name ye crowd.
Why did Thursday? We see a fire on this at
now or dictate, and at the end of the day, Lumba's funeral was a disgrace
because of them.
And also no partly no. Because Lumba himself foresaw this day. Now, the other part I ever in all of this, any video about, you know, very sad. Clearly, Omoko court, no, ye bisa akosia Odo Broni say, onshare how Odi share that Lumba, also share that Lumba na a brand no SHS2. Looking at Akosia Sewa age, she's not even 35. And so share that Lumba a brand no SHS2. Odo Broni. Undo 40 or so, in the say or 37 or so. It's a brand no SHS2. SHS2 no age ben and now of war. And looking at video, you did two screens no so. You could clearly see and tell say that time no Odo Broni was a minor. Young. She was a minor. Share abofrawi. Look at this. Look at this. No, look at this.
This is very sad. Chese.
Look at this. Into Odo Broni ne share corner wa share grey top and as a skirt bi okuta bag bi o seden. Look at this. Ninu for kra se bi emboboye. What I said, now Lumba, you could see said this time Lumba was in his late 50s, early 50s. Early 50s and I said late 40s, muho baby. Either late 40s, or Obeko 51, muho. Yes, Obeko 50. Into she Lumba, now she Odo Broni. Look at them. So a very, very, very sad. Now I'm not against Lumba having multiple partners near the other, but then we need to actually investigate this. Yes. Time ben na about Francis Usiano, SHS2. SHS2 no school. SHS2 no we know idea and I was starting in a chimp now. And I ultimately was starting in a die. And the lady too believes she suffered because she sacrificed her youth for you. Into Ombebu. Now Obimbe label on the side chick, she will fight till she dies. So I totally understand her. But this video is a disgrace and it just tells us that Lumba basically can be called or labeled perhaps a pedophile. If that time now Odo Broni, if Odo Broni was not 17 years, then Lumba was a pedophile. Meme Pemba pa, no doubt. But then mene oba and I say me sure oba na oba can even 18, 19 years cry. I don't like it. I want the wakun in him kakra because women can sometimes lie about their age. Or baby any chrome has on nama watch a sharp friend now with 17 or because with 17 or the 3 years back on because so can 18 now I really say which means OD 17 OD 18 change to still so into a back can be a wide you be your claim. But sometimes we need to look past this no action here to share a day screen to swat. Clearly Odo Broni was young. Odo Broni was young. Akola kete. Watch no anyem no. Aware no ama nawo no problem esi yento aso ho sisi ano ensem ni nyina aba ama de beba aba isi a we jambo for 6 actually lady so what is the way forward and the family is such a disgrace and a part of the family is such a disgrace seeing say yes ni aba be lunch to pack group say then na fe de can your friend is saying awuza to show say ye ni yedin. That is why Betty Modi Jisu Eka say, who say Onyonko na body say share. Exactly. In fact, they be ameka. So whenever something happens, take a moment to sit back and ask yourself, what have you learned from this? So I don't like to point fingers and also take sides. I like to sit down and ask myself, Senana, what have I learned here? I've learned a lot from all these funeral brouhaha. The number one thing is we are truly alone and everybody has an interest. Maybe a business administration. It's business administration, there are two things, and I back in business, they say everything is for profit. And if everything is for profit, everyone has an interest. So you see things from these two ways. But then we thought, say family, love, and relationship, and monetary, and it can be monetized. But clearly from the event, a course, we can vehemently say that these things are also monetized, and I say a monetary in nature, and everyone has his or her own interest. So going back to what Betty Modi Drusu said, young guys, I posted something on my status a few days ago, say every young guy be an imam and I was a usisu, was a have, especially if you can afford, me I can afford. Number one, a personal doctor. Number two, a personal lawyer. These two things, it will save you. Why am I saying that? Obi tisi Akufo-Addo, oko 80, oko 90 years, enye kwa o. Obi tisi Akufo, oko 90 years, enye kwa o. They have a personal doctor. Obi tisi in Japan, oko 70 years, enye kwa o. They have a personal doctor. In Japan, or tese o jare hu se bibi ni tie ni ya ni ade no.
Obefer doctor.
Oko doctor na ka chen se ade we no se na me hwe no. Ebitima e cancer. Where someone will have only first of all or mistaken for just headache ni malaria. Na cancer. The good news is it was benign. Benign means it doesn't spread. A tumor. It doesn't spread and it affects. Exactly. So when your cancer is best spread there and destroy the cells and the lymph nodes in your body. But then ask yourself, if Ken did not have a personal doctor, after you running checks, because medical history is very much important. In Newton Hospital, they usually ask of your folder. So aba hospital ne penya. Okay, abranti yare ben e won so. Now you're diagnosing of say it's your medical history will tell us where we are going with you. So your personal doctor and also a legal person or lawyer, maybe or lawyer. I'm here to find a person. I meet my doctor nie. But then ultimately, what Betty Modi is saying, in the legal aspect, say, you're in trouble. From the look of things, Lumba did not really have any will or any legal thing in place. He was more, the thing there was for his music. He had a legal thing for music to safeguard his intellectual property in terms of music. But Lumba had nothing. Now I say okay, I deal with me would actually and it's not me tough for my winning was some way. Because if you are labeled and put these things in place in a video format, in a written format, in a recording format, I will law firm or I be watch quarter. This nonsense wouldn't have happened. This nonsense wouldn't have happened. So it is very much imperative for us to learn in a way. Say all of us, whether male or female, have a will. So we need to actually take a clue from this. Sometimes we feel like we are too young or we wouldn't die now. We can't tell. But then that one day, we be my friend lawyer now we pass it through lawyer's office. Now I can't in some lawyer no ABC disclose your properties. You put certain names in there. You remove certain names. Because there are some families because of these same properties are destroyed. One of them a farmer. Okay, I say during Yesuano. And TV can tata abeba
Akoma APC
exactly. And people don't know Kina Farmer. Kina Farmer provided one of the best musicians, female musicians, across Japan.
Yeah.
But because of issues, any family me penny say may say and Kina Farmer should have been the biggest.
Oh, chef background.
Exactly. So what I say, into obi to say Tobinco, obi to say NS chemist, obi to say
Farmer
trust money are there, they should sit down and learn. Obi to say Kwame Despite. This is the time for you to sit down and have a will to safeguard because there was a generational wealth. And unfortunately, Lumba did because this is just the first part too. Often yeah, and also a messy battle. A bit me take it 10 years. Me and me just last week and I called my lawyer and saying, and that I called my lawyer because your case be a yield. And having a lawyer, you can go to a law firm, you can talk to them. Maybe every year, you can give them like 2,000 or 1,000 CDs. They will help you until you're a young guy who talks say, law, lawyer, no masha, no my yama. You're a young guy who is CBB contract. All these things, and a lawyer will bush you, bit my banner. One man can crack. All of these things really help. So this is the situation at Exp0sing.
It's very sad. They said they cannot.